What's up guys, this is Astranox. It's time for the showcase of Shuna. So I have her at 6 star already and I have 15 skill ups on her. That is crazy. I did it to showcase this hero for you guys. You definitely want to wait and get all copies of Shuna so you can actually 6 star her using those extra copies and of course memory imprint this hero. So I have her on speed and immunity set on Toucharico's artifact. I tried her on her own artifact. I felt like the build up to her ultimate took too long, so I felt like it would have been better if I just had, an artifact that was more impactful, an artifact that would help with the sustain. Overall, my stats pretty good survivability, the speed okay, effectiveness is quite up there, especially with her own artifact. I mean, it's close to 200% effectiveness, and there's some better builds. I feel like if I had her on a counter set, which I don't have pieces left, but let's say I had her on counter set and I was running Celestine artifact. Every time she, counter attacks, Celestine would be healing the hero at the lowest health threshold on the team, and with her skill 1, she would be healing herself. What I'm seeing is about 2000 healing when she uses the skill 1 on herself. That's pretty good. It seems to be about 10% of her maximum health. That is after skill ups, by the way, guys. Not everyone is gonna want to drop a bunch of skill ups into, especially as skill 1. But from my testing, that's what I'm seeing. So what I found effective was pairing her with heroes with a lot of health. So you could be mixing it up. Like I brought the Dark Corvus with like 32,000 health. My Last Rider Craw with some like 26,000. Ice Craw with like 24,000. This is before health percentage memory imprints, by the way, guys. And I feel like when she balances the health of the team with her skill number 2, and also, first of all, she actually removes 2 debuffs from everyone before balancing the health. And even if you have unhealable debuff on your team, it doesn't matter. The balancing of health will be happening, which is really good. Now, to make her, more powerful, you definitely want to have 1 or 2 very high health hero. Let's say it's herself plus another one, right? You could bring 2 heroes that have maybe more defense instead of health. And what would happen is that when she balances the health, these heroes with like a lot of defense, like a Fighter Maya, stuff like that, they would be brought back to full life. And I feel like that is definitely a better way to use this hero. And if I had her on a counter set with Celestine, she would definitely perform much better. The reason why counter set is also very good for her is because when she uses the skill 1, she builds focus, right? When she has 5 focus, that is when you can actually use the skill number 3. You cannot use it before. So that's the thing. If you can speed things up and get it going, because the skill 3 is actually really powerful. You are able to put the whole enemy team to sleep, of course, if it doesn't get resisted. But between her memory imprint, her awakening, that is a lot of effectiveness that you are getting on this hero. You're getting something like almost 60% effectiveness. And then if you build some effectiveness on her, you might not even need to have effectiveness main stat on your ring. And if you use her own artifact, and you get this thing going, let's say you don't run Celestine on her. You have her on counter set with her own artifact. If you get fairly lucky with the counter attacks, you could get that skill 3 going faster. Of course, if you had something like a speed set, and if she had more speed, she would be getting more turns. If you are somehow lucky with dual attacks or something like that, you would be building focus faster. But I feel overall having her on a slower build with counter set would be the way to go, because you don't want her to actually go early on, because her skill 2 is very powerful. You can definitely delay this thing. So here we go with the skill number 3. Kinda too late, right? There's only 2 heroes alive, but yeah, I feel like that would be the optimal way to build this hero compared to having her on a build like I have her on, speed and immunity. So yeah, counter immunity, definitely the way to go. Now for the main stat on your ring, if you feel like you cannot get the skill 3 going fast enough, then of course you can go for health percentage, because her healing on herself and the strength of the barrier on skill number 2, that barrier on skill number 2 scales off her maximum health. And it's pretty decent considering the fact that I have her paired with heroes that have a ton of health. Now imagine if I had her with heroes that have a lot of defense and less health, then that barrier would be much more thicker. Like it would look much bigger than how it is with my teams. So yeah, that strength on that barrier is actually surprisingly good. You know, she is a free hero from the Ten-Sura collaboration. So you have to remember that, like, she's a free hero. So you cannot expect like an overpowered kit. But what I'm saying is that this hero can definitely, be pretty strong. Like, she can definitely be pretty strong if you have her in the right team. So that's the thing. You definitely have to be mindful of that, and you will not be able to just bring her in all sorts of teams in PvP and make it happen, right? But in PvE content, the sleep could be good. You know, abyss floors. You could put some monsters to sleep because it won't work on bosses. So I feel like that could definitely be decent in the abyss, for example. Now, of course, you can be pushing the story with her in adventure, pushing the episodes. Outside of that, I don't know if she would be performing too well outside of these places. Now for PvP, you can definitely bring her in Guild War, but I feel like the 4v4 format is a better place for her because, yeah, she's not the greatest of heroes to have in a team. So you definitely need a team to to support her. She definitely supports the team, but you need to have a strong team that doesn't go down easy. You definitely need to have a team that can live quite a bit of time. If you can stack those layers of protection, you have damage sharing from Aureus, you have Adamant Shield. You definitely want to get that defense buff up ASAP. That defense buff will increase your damage mitigation, which will be buying you time, so she can use her skill number 2, and she could be the sole healer in the team, and it could definitely work against a lot of different teams. But if the enemy has a Soul Weaver that heals their team and you don't have enough damage on your side, then you will not be able to make things happen. So yeah, I'll definitely showcase this hero in other places, World Arena and Guild War, but you guys will have to wait a bit longer. I do have a lot of showcases to do, but I feel like she definitely has her place. Now, if I had some heroes like Fighter Maya built on this account of mine, this is my third account on the Europe server, guys. I have 5 accounts. It's insane. So I don't build all the meta heroes on every single one of my account. That's why I'm able to save so much currency and materials. So yeah, if I had some heroes like I talked about with very high defense, heroes that have very high damage mitigation because they have high defense like Fighter Maya and a decent amount of health, she would be much stronger if there's herself plus another hero in the team that has very high health. When you press that button, that skill 2, you don't see any green numbers, you don't see any healing happening, but you can definitely see the health percentage of the team getting balanced. And it's very strong, especially if you have a hero in the team that is able to maybe heal themselves. If you have some hero that maybe get immortality, right? Like the new Bloodblade Karen, maybe Kayron, and then like they survive Briarwitch Isaria, for example. And then you have herself plus another high health hero. Then you press that skill 2, that barrier will be thick, and the balancing of health will bring all these low health heroes almost back to full. That's the thing. So it's actually pretty effective. Of course, if you have the... it doesn't even matter, that's the thing. If you have enable to buff debuff on your team, the great thing about her skill 2 is that it actually removes 2 debuffs before, doing the balancing of health, which doesn't even matter, if you have unhealable, for example. Let's say you had more than 2 debuffs on your team, right? And then unhealable was going to stay there even after removing 2 debuffs using the skill number 2. The heal balance man of skill 2 will still balance the heal, the health of the hero. So that's really, really good right there. So as you might have noticed, I had to bring some heroes that have a decent amount of damage, very tanky heroes. Like Bellion, she's able to provide me with, a lot of damage throughout the battle. Now, the thing is with Dark Corvus is that he takes a lot of time to get going, and if you're fighting a team that maybe has Ambitious Tywin, a team that has Bellion, a team that can maybe delete your souls, stop you from gaining souls, and then Dark Corvus loses a lot of strength there. And she's a free hero, right? I'm bringing her with, light and dark, 4-5 star heroes, let's say. I mean, not 4-star, but 5-star heroes. So, yeah, she definitely needs a team to back her up. And I wish I had those heroes, like Fighter Maya, maybe Kairon, Briarwood Caesarea, Bloodblade Karen, built on this account so I could test her out like I talked about. They don't go down and you can balance the whole health of the whole team. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about Shuna in the comment section. But that's going to be it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.